The Little Match Girl. About the author. Hans Christian Andersen was a Danish writer who enjoyed fame as a novelist, dramatist, and poet. But fairy tales are his greatest contribution to world literature. Many of his stories include The Ugly Duckling and The Princess and the Pea remain classics of the genre. His stories have been adapted for stage and screen, including a popular animated version of The Little Mermaid. He suffered a serious injury after falling from bed. His last publication, a collection of stories, appears the same year. Signs of liver cancer started showing up, and finally he died in Copenhagen. The Little Match Girl is a sad story about a miserable young girl. The story begins on a rough, cold winter evening. The wind was swirling, the sky was darkening, and the snow was coming down. It was the last evening before New Year, and it seems that the people were preparing to spend a nice evening in their homes with a lavish celebration. In this chill and darkness, a poor little girl stalled. She was bareheaded and bare feet. She was wearing her mother's slipper, but they were bigger than her size. So, while crossing the road in a hurry, she lost one of them, and the other one was stolen by a boy. Her feet was red and frozen due to cold. The little girl is out in the streets to sell matches as ordered by her strict father. She could not manage to sell any since morning, but could not return home. Firstly, because her father would beat her, and secondly, her poor house could not provide her any shelter in the cold winds. She was lured by the appetizing smells of food spreading from a house. The low temperature made it impossible for her to carry on further. So, she curled herself up in a corner between two buildings and tucked her feet underneath herself. To keep herself warm, she decided to light up one match. The lightning of the match carries her into a world of imagination. She imagines a large iron stove and tries to feel the warmth coming from it. But suddenly it disappears with the match. The little girl's next vision, which she sees on lighting the next match, is of a beautiful stuffed goose dinner. Suddenly the goose hopped out from the dish, and the knife and fork is still in its breast, and reached up to the little girl. But again the match goes out and the scene disappears. In the next vision, she finds herself sitting under the most beautifully decorated Christmas tree. Then the girl sees the falling star and thinks to herself that someone is dying, because once her grandmother had told that a falling star meant that someone was going to heaven. She finally visualizes her beloved grandmother and continues to light matches one after the other to keep her in sight. The next day, she was found dead and frozen with a smiling face. Everyone talked about her attempts to keep herself warm, but no one knew that she died a peaceful death while having happy visions and about her joining her beloved grandmothers in heaven. That's all. Thank you.